Welcome to the Registered Investment Advisor Podcast, where financial services marketing expert Seth Greene interviews experts, executives, and top producers to share can't-miss tips on how they successfully manage their financial service firms, grow their businesses, create great relationships, and influence the industry. And now, here's your host, Seth Greene.
Welcome to the RIA podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Gerry Goldberg of GYL Financial Synergies. Gerry is the CEO and co-founder and provides the vision required to move the firm forward, the leadership necessary to deliver on their core promise to be a firm with a conscience that puts their clients' interests first. Gerry, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth, for having us.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time. How'd you get started in the business in the first place?
So just by way of background, I had started relatively young. I was 16 in college, 20 in law school, 23 when I started practicing law. And I practiced law for a little over 6 years. And when I was 29, the ripe old age of 29, I came to the conclusion that that was not how I wanted to make a living. So I pivoted and I went into investments, and I started off in a financial advisor and training program at one of the wirehouses. And when I was there, I met the other founding members of our firm, and we spent approximately 20 years in that environment before we ultimately ended up creating what is now known as GYL Financial Synergies in August of 2016. And we did that at that time with the help of Focus Financial Partners.
And what was your inspiration for leaving that wirehouse environment and starting your own firm?
So while there are a lot of good people inside of wirehouses, we wanted to pursue what we believe is a business model that's more consistent with independence and the fiduciary mindset. You know, inside wirehouses, there are lots of products, lots of product managers. It's a veritable financial supermarket. And from our perspective, we really wanted to embrace that fiduciary-centric orientation. And we felt that it was just more consistent with what our clients were looking for, not the least of which is because they told us such.
That makes a lot of sense. Who's an ideal client for the firm now?
So we actually have a few different types of ideals. First, our clients are both private clients as well as institutional clients. On the private client side, we work with really maybe four different categories. And if you think of mass affluent as people who have investable assets up to $3 million, for those clients who have that are higher net worth than that, in that $3 to $10 million category, and then for clients who have over 10 million of investable assets, we service that group as well. I would say that really all of them have been growing segments for us, but particularly that higher net worth group in that over 10 million of investable, because 5 years ago, that really wasn't a sizable group. And now we have clients who have over $1 billion, with like our average client in that space is, $20-25 million, which 5 years ago didn't exist.
How are you getting those folks in the door?
For us, it's really been the old adage of take really good care of your clients, and they'll tell two friends, and then those people will tell two friends. And it's really about just being authentic and genuine in terms of what your value proposition is. And I think that people really appreciate that. Certainly, we've developed a really good network of centers of influence, whether they be accountants, trust and estate attorneys, really all manner of professional that want to send their people to folks that care. I mean, for us, our firm is really anchored by three pillars: our clients, our team members, and our community. So, with that as being the construct, anything that we do at GYL, it has to be tied back to one of those pillars, at least one of those pillars. If we can't do that, then it doesn't happen here.
That makes a lot of sense. You were recognized 6 times by Barron's as one of the top 1,200 advisors in the nation. How did you accomplish that?
Well, just a lot of hard work. I would say that this is a team sport, and I owe a great deal of gratitude to my partners. They were the people that I ended up meeting back when we were at a wirehouse, and slowly but surely we grew a business together. And I would say it really comes back to just taking care of clients. Well, the way that we work with our private clients, as an example, is being focused in on holistic planning, and then really kind of following that the hierarchy of needs, if you will, going from foundational elements at the base. It's table stakes to be able to competently invest for clients. Beyond that, though, then you layer on financial planning and really doing a deep dive, and it's got to be beyond just doing cash flow analysis. You have to take a look and dig into their insurance needs and their credit needs, and then ultimately going further and further up that hierarchy of needs until you get to that place where you're providing peace of mind. There's a similar parallel, although there's a different process, but certainly as it relates to taking care of institutional clients as well.
With all the success you've achieved, not only for your business, but for your clients, what's your biggest challenge now?
Bending the time-space continuum always continues to be a real challenge. I would say it's also really important to set priorities, making sure that you carve out time for the people in your life, your family, carving out. That's the type of thing that is, it was as important on day one. It continues to be as important today. And making sure that you slow down the frames so that you could appreciate the people in your life, not just the people in your personal life, but the people in your professional life, and remember to show gratitude and appreciation for all of what they do and contribute to your life.
That makes a lot of sense. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
For me, I love the people. I love taking care of clients and helping them to take what at times could be challenging moments in time. I mean, we're with our clients through critical life events. Those critical life events turn into critical financial events. And it's for us to help them navigate through subject matter that at times could be intimidating, at times it can be overwhelming. And so there's a sense of real excitement and satisfaction when we're able to simplify that subject matter and really help guide a client through those times. And then I also love our people. Our team members are great. They are the real deal. They know their why. They know why they get up in the morning, and they're here because we really care about our clients, and yeah, they're very professional, and there's a sense of warmth. I have 2 children who are here who work at the firm, but that's only part of my family. There's an extended GYL family here, and we really do look out for each other in our efforts to look out for clients.
How have you recruited those team members and maintained the culture in our turbulent times?
That's a great question. And I'd say that I would go back to the 3 pillars and focus on on the teams, as well as on actually, I'll talk about all three. The first, what I have found is that people want to be part of a community. Community is disintegrated today in terms of the broader societal universe. People have gotten tribal. You've had very partisan. You can't end up having a conversation without somebody being triggered because you've said something that's not completely in alignment with their thinking or philosophy or perspective. So I think that there's a real appreciation for people to be part of the GYL community, and so that's important. And so when we think about what we're doing, we need to make sure that you're taking care of people tangibly and making sure that you're paying competitively and that you've got competitive benefits. But it goes beyond just the remuneration for a job well done. It goes into creating an environment and a culture that's team-centric, that embraces the notions of we over me. It also is, for us, from a community perspective, we believe in giving back to the community. It can't just be about us. I mean, obviously, our number one priority is taking care of clients, but a very important other objective is to also give back to the communities that we're active in. So whether in fact we are organizing or sorting through food at a food shelter, or whether in fact we're supporting junior achievement, or we're doing a walk for to support the fight against breast cancer, or any number of other events that we're involved in, people are coming together. And what's remarkable is that it doesn't make a difference what a person's background is, whether they're progressive or conservative or Republican or Democrat. Everybody leaves that at the door. We come together for the mission, and the mission is to help and to give back in our community. So I think that, coming back full circle to your question is, how are you recruiting? Creating an environment where people feel validated, feel appreciated, and feel like they are part of an extended family, I think goes a long way, in addition to paying competitively.
Absolutely. Well, we know your time is incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. What does a typical day in the life of Gerry look like?
Well, it varies from day to day, but I try to break it up between being there for our team members, checking in with other members of the leadership team. Whether some, what I would do is I would break it down into those items that are for today and those items that are for tomorrow. So part of my job, I'm responsible for envisioning where we're going and making sure that we continue to keep our eyes looking towards the horizon and thinking about what other things we should be doing to support our team and to support our clients. And then I also have to dedicate time to making sure the here and now is being taken care of, and working with our team to make sure that they have the resources necessary to fulfill our commitments to our clients. And so, so that's the best way I could describe it, because it does vary day to day. So you have some time that I'm focused more in on the here and now, today. How do I make sure that I practice my form of servant leadership? That I see my responsibility is to be there as a resource to other people. But it's really kind of which particular time frame are we focused on?
That makes a lot of sense. For our folks watching and listening who want to learn more about all things Gerry and GYL, where is the best place for us to send them?
GYLFinSyn.com. That's GYLFINSYN.com, which stands for GYL Financial Synergies.
All right. Well, this has been Seth Greene with the RIA Podcast with Gerry Goldberg from GYL Financial Synergies. Gerry, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.
49 faces look to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.